Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another day of Amy All April. We are in the home stretch, but today we're going to be talking about all the new indie makeup releases, and I feel like this episode is about to be lit because there's so many good things for us to talk about. If you are new to my channel, hello, welcome. My name's Amy. I do a ton of content about indie makeup, and I'm trying to get back to doing this series every week, talking about new releases, what's happening on the indie makeup market. If you're really interested in small brands, then this is the place for you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and the series in particular is inspired by Aniela Kanikis and Samantha March. I'll have both of their channels linked down below, so let's go ahead and jump right on in. I'm gonna try and edit this video the least amount possible because I'm kind of behind and I'm filming it on the day that it goes up, so if I stumble or anything and I don't edit it out, that's why. We're just gonna keep going, keep it very authentic, fresh, original, raw. Anyways, the first release that we have here is from Lois Cosmetics, and this is the new Meet Me in the Underworld eyeshadow palette. This is super pretty. I was intrigued by this. You can see from the swatches, there's like a lot of really beautiful grungy greens. There are some like pops of warm tones. I really like the color story overall. This was available for pre-order, but unfortunately it went live like 15 minutes earlier than it was supposed to. I was not on the website because it was early and I did not pick it up. I believe that it is going to have like an official launch, and I'm kind of torn now on whether I'm going to buy it or not, because I was looking at the swatches and I think like it looks really beautiful. So if you guys really want to see my thoughts on this, please let me know your feedback. But it does remind me like a bigger version of the Colored Rain Safari Rain palette, like if that one was expanded, which I love that palette, I own it. So I don't know. I'm a little bit torn on it. Also, I think part of the reason why I'm torn now is because we have so many beautiful eyeshadow palettes to talk about. I can't even handle it. Lois Cosmetics, I believe, is an indie brand based in the UK, and they do have two older palettes. I feel like I've heard decent things overall on their quality, and I really like that this palette looks very unique. It looks like they're trying to do something different, so we'll see. I love that I was trying to edit this the least amount possible, and now my nose is like sniffling, my eyes are watering, I don't know what's happening. But next, we have another sneak peek from Adept Cosmetics and their new Kodanne eyeshadow palette. And we've seen most of these swatches before. The only new shade here is the green, which the green looks so beautiful, so vibrant. But I wanted to also go ahead and mention this little sneak peek because they do have a matte shade in the palette. As you can see, it's like a hot pink matte. And Adept actually said that they're giving people the option that if you don't want to have the matte shade in the palette, you can replace it for something else. So I don't know how that's going to work exactly, if it's going to be like any single shadow from their collection you could replace it with, but I think that's a really great option because I was talking to them a little while back right after Ninhydrin released, which is actually what I have on my eyes today in case you're curious, and I'm filming a 3 looks with it, so hopefully that should be up in the next few days. But they were asking me my opinion, like, should we have mattes in the palette, should not have mattes? And they said basically everyone they ask, it ends up being 50-50. So I think it's great that they're including a matte and then letting you have the option. So we love a brand that listens to feedback. Next, we have 2 shadow sneak peeks of the upcoming Devinah Cosmetics Halo Moon collection. These look super pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and insert the video so you can see the shifts. There's one that's like a purpley, bluey thing going on, and then there's also one that like goes from like an orange to a green, and these look like iridescent multichromes to me. They look a little bit more transparent. They look super shifty. I'm so excited about it. I don't know if I'll receive them in PR, but if not, I will definitely be purchasing them. I love Devinah, and these just look really stunning, and even like as she's like doing this, like the color change is phenomenal. So I'm really, really, really excited about those. Next, we have 2 little sneak peeks from Glam Light. So the first is a picture that basically says, for the past 7 months, I've been working on an amazing project with one of the most talented artists in the beauty industry. To see their vision come to life this spring makes me so emotional, and I'm really excited. So it looks like they're going to be doing a collab, and I'm hoping, this is just me guessing, I have no proof, nothing at all. I really want it to be Roseo Seha. If you don't know her, she is so talented. She does the most beautiful, colorful cut creases and rainbow looks, and you might recognize her because she does, like, her signature thing is to have like a heart on her inner corner. She like does a sticker and pulls it off, and it's like a white heart that's left over, or like the outline, the white outline of a heart. Amazing, amazingly talented. So I'm hoping it's with her. But here's some swatches that say they're for the late spring palettes, and it looks like it's gonna be maybe like something pastel, maybe something cool toned. Looks super, super pretty. So I'm just excited to see the full reveal, and I'm excited that Glam Light is doing another collab, because they did one with Alondra Desi, but that was like a hot minute ago before they blew up and everything. So yes, next we have a new mascara, and I'm actually really excited about this. I feel like it's not that often that I get super excited about mascaras, but this is from We Makeup, and they came out with their new Very Lengthening mascara, and I love We Makeup. I have their More mascara on right now, which I think is really great, especially because it's like such a intense black shade. Like, it's one of the darkest mascaras I own. So I'm curious if this new Very one is going to be just as intense, but maybe like more lengthening. I mean, that's what it's claiming. So I'm really excited about it. I also have their other mascara here, which is the Sense waterproof one. I definitely like the more than the Sense, but definitely want to try the Very. I feel like their names are killing me a little bit, but I figure whenever I need a new mascara, I have a few that are open right now. I think I have like 2 backups, and then, oh, you know what? I think I have like 4 backups. Maybe I'll give some away so that I can try this sooner. But I do plan on purchasing this when the time comes that I need another mascara. All right. Oh, also it says that it is a fiber design, and it has like red clover and mung bean extract, which is supposed to stimulate growth and strength over time. And it seems like, because it's like a fiber mascara, which I've only tried the VIVE Cosmetics one, but I feel like that makes your lashes look incredible, which is even more why I was super excited about it. I don't know why I completely forgot, but yes. All right, next we have a new eyeshadow palette that is a complete super easy pass for me. This is the new Hallberg Cosmetics color palette. It's launching April 23rd. Oh wait, it's already available. And I was honestly kind of surprised when I saw this palette, because I just feel like it has been so done before. Like, this is so not new. I was hoping for something more from Hallberg Cosmetics, because I feel like they've done some cute color stories in the past. Like their one pastel palette, I can't remember what it's called right now, but I own it, was super cute. I feel like kind of ahead of its time, but this is so behind its time. So it's just a rainbow palette. The names are all just the colors of the shade. It's like white, yellow, green, blue, pink. It gives me Lorac vibes. And I will say that they mentioned the reason why they did this palette is because it took a really long time to formulate an amazing vegan rainbow palette. So if that's something you're interested in, then maybe this would be a good palette for you. But I feel like there's a lot of vegan rainbow palettes available, and I don't know, was it worth taking so long to do if it's just doing the same thing? I don't know. I'm curious to see reviews. Like, if it's absolutely phenomenal quality, that'd be good, but also still, even then, I don't feel like I need it. So yeah, it's a pass. All right, next we have a new highlighter from Ofra, which I do already have a video up on, which I'll link in the cards right here in case you're curious. This is the new Mother Earth highlighter. It's available now, and it's a duochrome green to pink. Very, very pretty. In my video, I tried it on, used it on my face, used it as my eyeshadow, and then I also compared it to a bunch of other green highlights that I own. So if you're curious for all that information, I definitely just recommend checking that out. But I will say personally that I really, really like the highlight. I've used it a few times since I filmed with it for that video specifically, and I just think it's super, super pretty and very unique for a green highlight, surprisingly. I wasn't sure that it was going to be, but it's really nice. So just letting you know that's available. And they are donating 1 tree for every highlighter that is purchased. I saw some people saying that that's like such a small thing, And I get it, it is small, but I feel like little small things, when you do a lot of them, they add up. So even though it might not cost that much to donate one tree, if they end up donating thousands of trees, that's more than they would have done if they didn't do it at all. So I personally don't see an issue with it, but it is a limited edition highlight. I'm not sure how long it's going to be available for, but yes. Okay, next we have a new collection from Muse Beauty, and this is I feel like I should have looked up how to say this. This is the Rococo collection. I feel like I'm saying that so wrong. Okay, so this is going to be launching April 26th, so tomorrow, and it looks really, really pretty. There's a eyeshadow palette that kind of has like a mixture of some pastel, cool tones, and then there's some like neutral, warm tones, and I think it looks nice. I saw some comparisons to that next to one of the Huda Beauty palettes, and it actually did look super, super similar, which I didn't even think of because I saw this palette for the first time maybe like a week or two ago when I got an email about receiving it in PR, and I thought it looked super pretty, so that didn't even come up in my mind, but I do see the resemblance. I said resemblance. Resemblance? And there's also going to be 3 matte eyeshadows or 3 matte liquid eyeshadows. I personally am not about that. Like, I just don't see that being something I would ever use. I think if you're someone who likes like a really easy one and done liquid eyeshadow look, then maybe it's for you, but it's just not me. And even like sometimes I'll see people use like a matte liquid eyeshadow and then they'll do a bunch of other eyeshadows over it, and I feel like what's the point? Like, it just seems like such an extra step when you could just use like a matte powder shadow. I don't know, it's just not my personal taste. So when they asked me what I wanted to receive in PR, I did not ask for any of those. I'm sure somebody else will be reviewing them, but it's not me. And then there's also 2 different blush palettes. So there's a lighter and a deeper version, and they both look like they're really nice, warm, peachy, red tones, super pretty. I really like their cream blush formula, so I'm excited that they're expanding them and bringing more out. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, like I said, I will be receiving most of that collection in PR, so whenever it gets to me, I will do a review on it. Next, we have a very, very exciting collaboration palette. This is the new Menagerie Cosmetics times Annette's Makeup Corner Serenity palette. And I'm really excited about this, specifically because I love Annette. I'm just excited for her to have this opportunity. I think it just like really makes sense for her to do this with Menagerie. She's actually the reason why I made my first Menagerie purchase ever. I remember finding her channel when she had like, I don't know, like just a couple hundred subscribers, and she did a video on the Menagerie, or it was what was it? Was it Dragon? It was the Dragon Child palette by Munster. It was something Munster. I can't believe it's escaping me right now, but they weren't even Menagerie yet when I saw her do her first video with them or with one of their products. So I just think it really, really makes sense. As far as the color story goes, I do think it's really pretty. I'm not as like attracted to it, probably because I've been doing so many like half neutral, half colorful looks that has become my comfort zone. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, ooh, that is very bright, very colorful. But also when I really take the time to look at it, I feel like there's so many color combinations within these 12 shades that like would be so pretty together, between the greens and the blues, purples and blues, purples and the pinks and the blues. Like, I just feel like there's a lot going on that would be really, really cute. So I do like the color story, and I will be trying my absolute hardest to get a hold of this palette and to purchase it and to review it. Unfortunately, they're only gonna have 400 palettes available for the first initial launch. And in one way, I get it, because they don't want to overwhelm themselves. They're a small brand, but also I feel like 400 is such a low number for a collaboration. Like, that's so tiny. I feel like so many people are going to be upset, and it makes me sad. I feel like it's going to be really hard to get your hands on. And she did mention that there's going to be multiple restocks, and they're planning to make around like something like 3,000 palettes. And I still feel like that sounds like a really, really low number. So hopefully if the demand is there, everyone who wants a palette will be able to get one. I'm gonna like have my alarms on. I'm gonna like have my checkout page completely ready to go. Like, I'm gonna do the absolute most to get it because I really, really want it. I really want to support Anette, but I am a little bit nervous about the amount being so small. Oh, and I should mention too that there is a liquid lipstick. It's the Churro liquid lipstick, which is named after Annette's cat, which I think is super cute. And it's kind of like a mid-tone pink, very Annette, not very me. I'm not a pink lippy kind of girl. I try to be. I try to get out of my comfort zone every once in a while, but that's gonna be a pass for me, even though it's cute and I can see it working well, and I see the vision. My neighbor's dogs are at it again. Love that for us. This is the new VIVE Cosmetics Moist Tinted Lip Balms, and there's 2 shades available. I believe that they're $12 each, or you can get the duo of 2 for $20, and I think this is cute. I'm excited that VIVE Cosmetics is expanding because they have liquid lipsticks, they have regular lipsticks, and now they have lip balms. I feel like they need to do some lip glosses, lip liners. That would be great. But I really like the shade K Cute. I think that's really pretty, and I feel like that would be like a lip balm that I would use all the time. I'm not gonna purchase it right now because I really, really don't need it, but I could see next time I make a VIVE Cosmetics order picking up that lip balm. Alrighty, let's talk about the most controversial launch. I don't know if controversial is the right word, but I would say like an unexpected amount of negativity for a launch. This is the new Kaledios Flower Punk collection. And I'll leave the full picture on screen first where you can see everything. It looks like there's some new, oh man, I gotta sneeze. Oh man, I really hope I'm not getting sick. It's my birthday tomorrow. I can't get sick. So it looks like they're coming out with, I believe that some of the lipsticks are liquid lipsticks, but they're supposed to be like a really like soft, matte, like cushiony formula, which sounds cool to me. And then I don't know what the other lipstick containers are because there's 2 different colors, so I'm guessing there's 2 different formulas. But let's focus on the palette because that's where the focus is. Let's not lie. In this picture, I'm not gonna lie, I did think that it looked a lot like a Milk Cosmetics palette, and I can see why people are making the comparison because of the pan shape, like the rounded corners. And then there's also some imprints in the eyeshadows. But the imprints match the packaging, and Collidos did imprints in the Club Nebula. I think they did an imprint in the Escape Pod as well, if I remember correctly. So it's not like this is their first time doing that. I will say from the second picture, I'm convinced it looks less like a Melt palette because it looks like the pans are actually shorter. So they're not like the exact same size and everything. And I feel like maybe I'm biased because I love Collidos so much, but it feels like people are so stuck on it looking like Melt. And I'm like, yes, it has rounded edges. Yes, it kind of looked like Melt from the beginning, like when I first glanced at it, but it looks like the pans are shorter. The actual packaging is completely different because the top lid comes off. It looks like it's magnetic, so you can kind of slide it on. You can take it completely off, so it's still something different and cool. The outer packaging, I think, looks really cool. There's like all these different colorful leaves. The actual color story is really unique. I love the color story. It's like half grungy greens. There's some pastels. Like, I do know that I'm receiving this collection in PR, but this palette I would 110% buy myself. I think the color story is so cute, so unique, exactly what I've been going for. And yeah, I understand the comparison, but I just don't think it's that deep. I don't think it's that serious. It's not like they're duping them. It's not like an exact copy. It's a completely different color scheme. The packaging overall is different. It's just like the rounded pans, and I'm like, I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. I'd be curious what you guys are thinking. I also feel like Collidos is such a good brand, like between their aesthetics, their color story, their formula, like they don't have to like do something gimmicky to get attention or to sell products. So it's not like I could see them being a brand that's like, oh, we're gonna make it look like a melt palette so that we get more orders or so more people want to buy from us or something. I don't even know. Like I feel like they don't have to do that because they're so good just as they are. I cannot wait to do looks with it. The only thing, this is so stupid, but there's a snake on the front. Am I the only one who's like deathly afraid of snakes? Like that is my least favorite thing in the world. Like they had an ad and there was like little snakes slithering along the collection and I'm like, no, that's not selling me, Kaleidos. Please, let's not. Next, we have some new liners. These are wet liners from Glisten Cosmetics, and they're specifically split liners. These look super cool. I don't need them. I would never use them, but I actually think like it's just such an interesting concept. And then putting two shades in one little packaging, whatever, one little jar. I'm sorry, the dogs are barking again. It's driving me crazy. I feel like I talk about this in so many videos and every single time I ended up editing it out because I'm like, nobody wants to hear you complain, but it just drives me crazy. I have neighbors who leave their dogs out all the time and they bark all the time. They've literally woken me up in the middle of the night just howling for no reason. So I'm just trying to stay cool, calm, and collected, even though it's hard, but these look really, really cool. I think that if you're looking for the wet liners in general, that like it would be really cost efficient to get the split ones because you could use either side or you could mix them together really easily. Okay, next we have a new release from Tracy's Powder Room. These are the Dragon Extreme Multichrome collection. There's 3 new shades. I actually do have one of their Extreme Multichromes. I can't remember what the shade is called, but they're actually like super, super intense. Really, really nice. I only have one multichrome from them, but I thought the formula was great. However, even though these all look really beautiful, I feel like the shades aren't necessarily unique to someone who already owns a lot of multichromes. So for me, they're going to be a pass. They look pretty, but I just know like I already have this in my collection. But yeah, I need to do like a swatch with that or something, or like feature their multichrome in a video because the texture is really, really nice. And then last but not least, we actually have an update for the Sydney Grace and Temptalia collaboration. I've got a few comments like, is that still coming? Do you know dates or anything? And I don't have any specifics, but Temptalia did write that they're getting close. The packaging should be arriving in a couple weeks. And then they'll be filled with the actual eyeshadows. They have 2 shades left that are in progress. They're sending the last few to be finalized, to be tested on darker skin for final approval. And they decided to do a light and a deep version of each palette. So there's going to be 3 palettes coming out, and the palette that's on the screen right now is the Quintessence palette. So you can actually see the shades where it looks like there's 2 swatches like in one little thing. That is the light and the deep version. What confused me a little bit is the navy. Okay, like the light version looks like a gray and the deep version looks like a navy, but the navy looks so similar to the matte that's 3 shades down. Like I feel like there should be a little bit more difference between those 2 shades for the deep palette. And then for the shade above that, like I feel like the lighter shade looks like an ashy gray and then the darker shade looks like a cool tone brown. I feel like they look so different. Like they don't even look like the same version of a color, but in different depths, if that makes sense. So that's a little confusing to me. Overall, I think that the palette looks really, really pretty. I love me some Sydney Grace metallics, so I'm excited to see so many in here. The colors are stunning. I can't wait to see the reveal of the other 2 palettes, so hopefully that will be coming soon. So that is everything for today's indie makeup releases. I would love to know what you guys are thinking about all the things that I talked about today. Is there anything you're trying to pick up? Anything you're definitely passing on? Let me know your feedback on the products I talked about and what you want me to review here on my channel. But that's everything. I will see you guys in the next video tomorrow. Bye.